Hello friends. Today we have a book called Penguins, a First Discovery Book. We've been learning a lot about penguins, haven't we? This one was written by, written by Renee Milter. All right. Antarctica at the South Pole is the coldest place on Earth. Temperatures can drop to 76 degrees below zero. That's really, really, really cold. But there are some animals who don't mind the cold. Do you see some of those animals that don't mind cold? Seals, killer whales, or orcas. And these way over here, back there, those are sperm whales. And of course, penguins. The part of the world that is inhabited by many birds, including penguins. Penguins have webbed feet and short wings. They cannot fly, but they are excellent swimmers. It's kind of like they can fly underwater. Here's some other birds that like to live around Antarctica. The skuas and the albatross, one of my favorite birds. Its wings are so big, they're 10 feet long. When it stretches out its wings, 10 feet. It's amazing. All penguins live in the southern hemisphere. Some live in Antarctica and others live in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and the Galapagos Islands off the coast of Ecuador in South America. There are many different kinds of penguins: emperors, king, macaroni, rock hoppers, yellow-eyed penguins, and the fairy penguin. Sometimes we call that little blue. These birds used to be called penguins, but they are not. 3 kinds of birds that were once called penguins, but are not related to penguins. They live in the northern hemisphere, and they can fly. So they are not penguins. They can fly. One of my other favorite birds right here, the little puffin. He lives, though, in North America, so it is not a penguin. During mating season, Adelie penguins gather by the hundreds on shore in breeding places called rookeries. Watch this. I love this book. Watch what happens. Oh, do you see what he did? He gave the rock over here to the nest. They're building a nest together, and they give the rocks to each other. This one, oh, it's very light to see. It's hard to see. It says a male Adelie penguin builds a nest out of small stones. Then he looks for a mate, and both the male and the female take turns keeping their eggs warm until they hatch. So the mommy and daddy take turns keeping their eggs warm on their nest that the daddy built. Emperor penguins have a different mating habit. They gather in rookeries on frozen sea ice, and they do not build a nest. After the female lays the egg, she passes it to the male without letting it touch the ice. So do you see how she's got it on her feet? See how they have it on their feet and they're passing it to each other? Why do you think they can't let the egg touch the ice? Yeah, it would be really, really cold. That would hurt the baby chick inside. He keeps the egg warm by balancing it on his feet and tucking it under a fold of skin on his stomach. Watch this. This is fun. Here we go. The mama has the egg, and now, look. Now they got it. For about 9 weeks, the female goes out to sea to look for food while the male penguin watches over the egg. So Mama's got to go get some food. That's a long time, 9 weeks. It's over 2 months she's out in the ocean getting food. 2 months that the daddy doesn't have any food to eat. During this time, males do not eat at all. They stay warm in the glacial cold of winter. They huddle together close, and they protect their eggs. You see how they all stand together in a circle, and they get close to each other? Even when the wind blows, their feathers protect all the penguins. They protect them. The feathers have a nice coating on them that helps keep them dry and warm. From time to time, the penguins on the inside switch to the penguins on the outside who have their backs facing the wind. So the ones that have their backs to the wind will go on the inside of the circle, and the ones that were on the inside take their turn on the outside of the circle, so nobody has to stay too cold. There's a sunrise waiting for the mother penguin when she sees her baby has hatched. The penguin, let's see, watch this. There, they have their baby right there. Penguin mates find each other amidst the hundreds of other penguins by recognizing each other's voices. They call out to each other. They sing their own song. And the babies know their mother and father's song, and the mom and dad know each other's song. The mother penguin now has enough food to feed her baby. It's the father's turn to go fishing. So the mother takes the baby now, and dad's turn to go into the ocean to get lots of good things to eat. About 2 months after hatching, young Adelie penguins can look after themselves, but they have to watch out for this bird right here, the skua. The skua might like to eat them. It's a predatory bird. The skua is a predatory bird that often attacks small penguins. Skuas will also try to take the eggs. If one of the Adelie penguins leaves their nest unattended, the skuas will try to get the eggs. Once they're grown, Adelie penguins spend most of their lives on ice and in the sea. They will only return to land when it's time to hatch a new penguin chick. So most of the time they spend on those icebergs and out in the ocean. They don't go on the land unless it's time to hatch an egg. These are Adelie penguins. They're very playful, and they love to slide into the water on their stomachs. But they have to watch out. Enemies like this leopard seal hunt penguins for food. The leopard seal is one of the predators that might like to eat a penguin. You have to be very careful. Penguins look similar to these marine mammals. They have layers of fat on their bodies, just like the mammals do, to keep warm in the icy cold water. Penguins spend much of their time in the water hunting for fish and sea life to eat. They do look a lot like the shape of these animals, don't they? Flippers. They just don't have caudal fins, do they? No. Or flukes. I hope you enjoyed this book about penguins. Maybe you can do some penguin research and find out more about penguins. I'll see you next time. Bye.